after the fact, then please do feel free to skip ahead to qualifying, as we're still setting up the lobbies and getting in some of the drivers. We will be as quick as we can. Right. Did you invite Mitch, yeah?
I did, yeah.
Oh, there's James McCrow. He's just added me. For sure. So Mitch is in. Did I get any more in that time? I added him to friends now. Would you? No, I don't want to leave the session. Leave me alone. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Right, there's James McCrow. I'm gonna bloody switch over to my PC quickly so I can put the thumbnail in. AKA Summon. He put my name as Summon. It's funny. Ah! Almost dropped my controller. Oh my god. If we do that. Oh crap. Yeah, if you don't mind, yeah. Yeah, turn that off. Edit video. Thumbnail. Image 03. Boom. Saved. Right. And I can switch that back over. And right, I'll quickly go through a quick list of all the guys that we've got in thus far.
Okay.
From check-in.
I sent invites to Snipers for Life and Fragile Tunnels, so hopefully
Awesome.
they make it.
Driver check-in. Right, so we've got Mitch, James McCrow, we've got Harry Bix is missing. Oh no, there's Harry Bix. Based Pistol. Oh, is that one of our guys? Is that somebody we're after? Based Pistol. Yeah, no clue who he is. He's not on my list.
I'm not seeing a Based Pistol.
Unless he's PAs.
Might be. I'm not seeing him on my list.
Yeah, well, we've got QB.
That's weird. Hang on a sec. Is your list different to mine? Surely not.
We've got Harass. We've got Hartman. We've got Bumblebee. We've got OWR. We've got Saki.
He should have just added you.
Yeah, he did. Oh, did he? Is he the pistol dude?
Let me check.
Pommy Alex.
Yeah, he's Based Pistol, yeah.
Okay, awesome. We've got Pommy Alex. We've got VK. I think we've got LB. We've got Snipers for Life, have we? No, you've added him. Fragile Tunnels joined. Wow, one driver short of a full grid. Based Pistol, Based Pistol, Based Pistol. Where is he? Apparently he's appearing offline, or have I not added him? Oh, God. Oh, this will hopefully be the only time we spend this long getting into a race. What do you mean an error has occurred? Oh, I bet he's appearing offline, isn't he? Because I could have sworn I added him. An error just came up on his thing, so... Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. Well, I think we've got everybody then. Other than this snipers guy.
Yeah, it's just snipers.
Let me check my live chat. Hello Max Gamer, hello Aaron, hello MX, hello Alex.
I did invite him, so...
Hello Ali, yeah, we should be getting started very, very soon. We just had to get people into the session. Hello Jack Howard, hello Kyle, hello Oliver.
It's alright, Oliver, mate. We've got him added, or well, invited anyway. He just hasn't come yet. We'll probably start without him, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to get into qualifying. Right, let's select spectate. Boom.
Oh, someone just left.
Oh, crying out loud, who was it? Who left? Do we know?
I have no idea, mate.
Can we figure it out? Let me see if I can figure it out by just going through the invites here. Off from my friends list. Who we should have in this session. Oh, that helped. That didn't help. I swear I added this base pistol guy. Like, I swear I did. It's really weird. Said error has occurred. I don't know who the person that dropped out is.
Well, they'll have to find their way back in. If they want their way back in, they can message in Discord.
QB...
And I can invite them. Do you want me to tell them to ready up?
Yeah, and to let the person who's dropped out make themselves known, I guess. Otherwise they're all misqualifying. Oh, I can't tell who it is.
Alright.
Because you should only be missing one. It's not RJ Blair. It's not base pistol because we've got him. I don't know, they're going to have to try and make it aware, either in the live chat or anything, but anyway. Right, good evening and welcome back to APPF1 Tier 2 for tonight's dose of racing action. I'm joined by two-time Sprint Championship Ghost for what is the start of the second season of the Tier 2 Championship, and I'm very excited to see what the drivers can do as we have a nice mix of both new and old drivers, all looking to stake a claim on the Tier 2 Drivers' Championship. We haven't been gone for too long, but it feels good to be back, doesn't it?
It does indeed. I can't wait to see what we're going to do. A couple more races this season as well, and a lot of new people. And I'm fascinated to see where the pace is going to be now, because there's a lot of rapid drivers that have come back from Season 1, including our champion Harass. So we'll have to see how the newbies stack up.
Indeed, a new season, and there's only one way to kick off the season, and that is with a visit to the Algarve International Circuit in Portugal, or better known as Portimao, for its first appearance on the APPF1 calendar. 4.653 kilometres see the drivers around a roller coaster of a circuit that is an absolute thrill to experience from inside the cockpit. Ghost, you're fast on this track. Any advice for the drivers this evening?
I think the biggest piece of advice I have is don't spin it at turn 8. I think it's turn 8. Yeah, it's turn 8. Because as you come out of that corner, it's coming uphill as soon as you get out of the corner, and then it goes downhill immediately. And it's so easy to end up in the wall. So just be a bit careful on the throttle through turn 8. Make sure you maybe go down a couple gears through turn 1, but you've got to commit. You've got to go as fast as possible through turn 1. If you don't commit, you're going to lose a huge amount of time. And there's quite a few corners like that on this track, and we'll see how the drivers deal with it.
Yeah, so we have lots to get on with, and lots of new drivers to keep an eye on as we begin the Tier 2 season. With Jack Alako, one of the contenders, moving on to Tier 1 and to harass the current Tier 2 champion being in the championship, along with all these new drivers, there is quite a large chance that we find ourselves with a brand new champion in APPF1, but that is all yet to be seen. And I'm very happy to be able to say that tonight's action has been and will continue to be brought to you once again by the incredible Positive Perception Media Design Products, an amazing esports livery designer who you guys should be sure to check out over on Instagram. His liveries are honestly incredible, and over on their website they've got even more stuff that is not racing related, if I have got my facts correct. But anyway, let's get on with qualifying then, as I'm watching RJ Blair go out on an outlap to be the first to start a fast lap around this amazing circuit.
Yeah, Harry Bix didn't have the best outlap. He spun at the exit of turn 3, so we'll be hoping not to repeat that for his actual lap. There's quite a... How many drivers are on mediums on their outlap? Based Pistol and James McCrow have come out on mediums, as well as Pommy Alex, Sakie Bene, and perhaps Bumblebee. So it'll be interesting to see how they do as RJ Blair starts his lap.
Apparently it's an Alpha Tauri missing. Who's in the other Alpha Tauri?
I'm not sure, mate.
Let's have a look at Discord.
I'm hearing from Bumblebee that there's not going to be any rain, so...
No rain from... Okay. That is a shame. We do like to see a little bit of rain, but a lot of drivers are indeed opting for those tyres. As I'm not actually riding on board as I'm trying to get it. So there's that horrible infamous turn 8 that leads into this amazing drop down on the circuit. I really love this part of the track. It really feels amazing to drive through.
Yeah, Zach would love to say there's a lot of undulation here. I'm sure we're going to be hearing him say that a lot for the Tier 1 race around here, as Harry Bix loses it at turn 8.
Well, actually, Tier 1's visiting Imola for their first race, so the calendar's a little different, I believe.
Yeah, they are. I think Imola and Portimao were swapped
yes.
from the Tier 1 and 2 calendar. But yeah, Harry Bix loses it on the exit of turn 8, just as predicted.
RJ Blair up to the line, sets the initial pace of a 1:17.8. It's a fairly decent lap from the American, but we'll see what everybody else can do. Is that we've got a Mercedes? Is that plus Pommy Alex? So he's coming around the final corner. Nice, big, wide, flat, open corner there as he comes all the way up to the line. Opens up the DRS, 118.6. So just shy of a second slower than RJ at the moment.
Whoa, a 17.2 from LBF1. So one of our new people. There's quite a few of them.
QB's had a bit of a mare on his outlap, on his first lap. Harry Bix and he's had a mare as well.
Yeah, he lost it at turn 8. Pommy Alex on the mediums though for that lap, which is interesting. Mitch goes only 600th slower than LB on his first lap. So we could have a big battle for pole on our hands here soon.
Oh, we're missing Sniper. Oh no, Snipers for Life that's missing, but he's not the other driver. Who is it?
It looks like, yeah, Snipers for Life and...
Is it the Shade Maps, dude? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get back into the commentating because this is bugging me. Yeah. Right, anyway, so what have we got going on right now? Is that a base pistol coming across the line? No. RJ coming into the pits.
We've got Pommy Alex, James McCrow and Base Pistol on mediums for now. Base Pistol looks like he messed up his first lap, so he'll be looking to get out again and get further up the grid. We've got, I think, one wing is on a lap, but he's invalidated. KTFO is on a lap on the mediums, and he's coming around the final corner now, so we'll have to see where he lines up. Oh no, he's well down. He must have spun
and
somewhere.
He's invalidated as well.
Yeah.
How about the Alfa
So,
Romeos then? We've got an Alfa Romeo of SRL Bumblebee. Lots and lots of new drivers, and we're going to have to try and run through them. We'll do that on the formation lap, but ISRL starts his out lap then for this first qualifying session of Season 2. Is that an Alfa Tauri coming across the line? No improvement by the looks of things.
and Harry Bix has spun again.
Krauser has also invalidated his lap, so a lot of track limits violations here at the moment for the drivers. As Emiliano goes for a major spin and hits the barrier there. I don't think I turned damage on.
Uh-oh.
I think I left damage off.
That's not good.
No, that's not good. We might have to restart this. We might have to just let qualifying go because I think Emiliano should have been out.
I'm happy to let qualifying go, yeah, but
We'll have to redo it for the race, yeah. Whoops.
Yeah,
Oh, Emiliano go for
on
another spin again. Yeah, Emiliano definitely should have been out of the session, but we'll get that fixed in a moment. Lots of spins going on for the drivers as well. QB invalidated.
Looks like the drivers are having a hard time on this track. It's very difficult to get right, Portimao, so...
OWR with 117.9 there, and his teammate's going to follow him across the line as well on the medium tyre.
I'm just going to answer MX in chat. I do have stats on everyone, but I haven't made like cards, the profile cards for everyone. I've only made profile cards for permanent drivers for Tier 1 for this season. They'll be released tomorrow.
Oh, a little bit of tussling going into the pit lane there. I want to calm down there, guys. There's no need to be tussling like that during qualifying. Let your turn, you'll all get into the pit lane here or there. Krauser on a out lap, or is this a flying lap? Maybe it's an in lap. Yeah, it's an in lap. So a few drivers not able to set times or set particularly slow times at the moment. Not having the best of qualifying are some of the drivers.
Yeah, looks like Madman Ollie Oliver is on a lap. He's just come through turn 8. He's kept it on track, which is good. On the soft tyres, he's going to be looking to get further up the grid. I think he invalidated his first lap.
Mitch just left the session. I'll have to see if I can get him back in.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Racing line as well, so he is an elite assist runner in Tier 2. As he comes across the line, it's an 18.1, which puts him P5 for now. So we'll see how that lines up when the whole grid is across the line. About 9 minutes left in this session.
We've got not Harass, we've got Pommy Alex and LB on the out laps, so they'll be looking to start a lap at the moment. Let's run aboard Pommy Alex, he's just starting off his lap then. We'll keep an eye on it. We've also got is that an Alpha? That's a Williams perhaps, or is that Fragile Tunnel? That's Fragile Tunnel. Looks like he's on a lap then, so we'll see what he can do on the medium tyres as well. So only one driver to commit to the mediums at the moment, I think, and that would be ISRL. I think he might think he's done enough, but we'll see if he comes out. But Fragile Tunnel, not the best lap from him.
Well, yeah, we've got 4 drivers who've done proper laps on mediums so far. Pommy Alex has gone back to the softs for this lap. I think he did that lap for P8 on the mediums, so it will be interesting to see where he is on the softs. It looks like he's backed out of this lap, though. So
yeah, he goes a bit wide as it through sector 2 there.
My battery level was low, so I might have to replace that halfway through.
LBF1, I don't know if he's on a lap actually. He's not using any ERS or anything. He might just be on a lap to burn some fuel perhaps, and then go out on another lap. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
KTFO has just started his lap on the mediums as he goes wide through turn 3, but he doesn't invalidate. He lifted off just enough. He had a little bit of a slide through turn 1 that I saw, so definitely the Tier 2 drivers are having problems with this track. And it's LB who has pole for now by 600ths over Mitch, but it could be pretty close in the race, with people struggling on the track, struggling to keep it on the track, in fact.
Indeed, a lot of people have been invalidating laps, it seems. Emiliano is one of them at the moment, coming around. Mitch looks like he managed to find his way back into the session and is on an out lap in that Red Bull livery that was in the Turkish Grand Prix just last week. Was it last week? I think it was last week or the week before. I can't remember.
Week before, I think.
Week before, yeah, that was it.
As KTFO now comes across the line, where's he going to be? Oh, 17.8 on the medium tyres. KTFO laying down a gauntlet there.
Set the exact same lap time as RJ Blair there on the mediums.
Oh, he did, yeah. It's great stuff from KTFO. He's going to be one to watch in the race as long as he keeps it on track. He does have a history with not having clean races in terms of keeping his car on the track. So hopefully he can change that this season.
17.717. So he goes up into 4th place in the Mercedes. Haras and Pomianix could look like a strong pairing going into the season. As LB goes into the 116s.
Oh. 16.8. That's a crazy lap from LB, and he is laying down a gauntlet to the rest of Tier 2 here. Come and catch me if you can. And Mitch is trying to do just that on his lap right now. He was only 600ths behind, but now that lap's gone in. He needs to find another 4/10 somewhere. So LB is certainly the one to beat at the moment.
And James Crow's also out on a lap as well. We'll have to see what he can do. Looks like a lot of drivers opting to do two out laps and then really push it on the last. But another thing is that Haras, the current champion, hasn't left the pits yet, so he hasn't come out for a lap. So we'll have to see what he can do to challenge LB and Mitch.
He does like to leave it in the pits for a while in qualifying, Haras. I'm not sure why. Maybe he likes to save tyres and go out for just one lap. So we'll have to see if he can get one in. It would be a shame if the current champion can't get a qualifying lap in, as Mitch comes into the pits, abandoning that current lap. He wasn't going to improve.
Base pistol coming across the line. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve? He does improve up to P8 though, not just on the outskirts of the 117s with an 18.0.
Yeah, it's drivers getting banker laps in now, and we're starting to see the grid take shape as people start setting actual representative lap times as we come into the closing stages of this session. Is that Madman Ollie Oliver on a lap? It is indeed. So round he comes around Sector 2, has a bit of a slidey moment there as he comes into Sector 3, but he is 5/10 up on his previous lap. So he's currently on for 17.6. Can he keep that up as he comes around the final 2 corners?
He's going to be looking to gain a lot of time here in this last sector there. This is a quite important part of the track to get everything just right. He's going to come all the way around this sweeping right-hander. Can he improve up to the top 5? Yes, he can. Yes. He goes P4 over 117.6. That's a strong lap from Madman Ollie Oliver.
Great lap indeed, but it's LB on a 16.8 who's going to be looking to head into the distance by the looks of things in the race. We'll see if he can keep it up though. There's a lot of drivers who have a lot of qualifying pace but then struggle in races, so we'll have to see. He is one of our new guys in Tier 2, so we don't have any prior knowledge. But,
when we reset the grid, we'll have to note everybody's tyres.
Yes.
That'll make stewarding a lot easier later on.
Yeah, the only one in the top 10 mediums right now is Bumblebee.
Yes. Oliver knows that QB coming across the line. I think it is. He's invalidated his lap time, so it's not going to matter. Is that Krauser? He's also invalidated, so he's not been able to set a time. More importantly, Haras is out on an out lap now. He's finally decided it's time to come out. So he's opting for the soft tyre alongside with a full session's worth of track evolution to see him hopefully onto the top step is what he'll be hoping for.
Good to see him out on track. Krauser is now starting his lap here as he goes really wide out of turn 3 and loses a huge amount of time there. So he's going to be looking to improve, but I mean, with that mistake, he's already out of the top 10, I would have thought.
So Harry Bix on an out lap as well. So drivers are going to be starting their final laps, and Harry Bix is going to set them off. Let's see if he can improve on his shocking qualifying at the moment.
Yeah, he's not had a good time. He's had a lot of spins and not really being able to set a representative lap time. He's got one more attempt at it, so we'll see if he can do it, as there's yellow flags everywhere. People slowing down, I assume, for people on laps. As Crozer in the other Aston Martin, his teammate is on pole by 4/10, so no pressure, Crozer, as he comes around the final corner.
Let's see if he can improve. He's got on a 1:39.8 at the minute, and what's he going to go up to? It looks like a 1:18.6, so just shy of the top 10.
Just shy indeed. But at least he's had a lap out, and he'll be pleased that he's not ended qualifying on an unrepresentative 1:38.
Here comes Ollie Oliver. No improvement.
Harass now comes to the end of Sector 2. Where's he going to be? It's a 52.0. I'm not sure where that is in relation to everyone else, but he's coming into Sector 3, the reigning champion, finishing his only lap of the session. What can he do?
Well, Mitch GK set fastest purple Sector 3 on his final lap there. I think he might be going for one more, but Harass is going to come along. This will be his one and only lap of qualifying. Can he put it on pole?
Oh, he puts it P3.
P3, not quite. He's 4/10 away from LB, who is sat on pole at the moment. Can anybody else knock it out? I think he might have time for one more lap by the looks of it.
LB is 4/10 up on his previous lap through Sector 1. Or he was.
God.
Oh, okay. It was sorry. It was a glitch with the thing. Thanks, Codemasters. But he is pretty much equal with his previous lap. So he's coming into Sector 2 now. Mitch did improve, but it wasn't enough to challenge LB, who's still 2/10 clear. I'm not sure anyone can catch him now, but can he improve himself as he comes to the end of Sector 2? Where's he going to be? He's just up, but not by much.
I think that's Molly Oliver put it into the pits. How about Pommy Alex? Is there any improvement from him? Yes, he goes up to P6 and for 17.4.
Good lap from Pommy Alex.
Mitch is invalidated.
LB coming across the line now. Can he improve on his pole lap? Yes, he can. Not by much, but 10. He does improve.
I think that's Harass coming round the final corner. I think that is an in-lap though. Oh, as he loses it and goes through the barrier for a glitch. I think that's almost everything. I think that's RJ Blair peeling in. That's the Alpine peeling in.
KTFO might be on a lap.
Let's see if he is. He's 8/10 up on his previous best, so this could be quite the improvement for VKTFO. As he's going to come all the way down across the line. Where's he going to put him? Whoa. That's P2. The only other driver to go into the 116 is a great lap from the McLaren driver.
That was a great lap from the APPF1 Baku lap record holder. He's come into this season. We know he's got the pace. Does he have the consistency to challenge for the title?
It looks like Krauser's gone up to P11 as well on that lap. So I think that is going to be the end of qualifying. I think everybody is either a checkered flag or in the pit lane. So we're going to have to take a note of the grid for this restart. And if anybody who is currently driving right now is in the live chat, could they please make it known to other drivers that we are restarting the session, as I have stupidly forgot to put damage on.
Zach called you worse than Dave.
Oh, don't. Hey, look, I've got formation lap on at least. I think everyone's just going to have to retire from the session rather than restart the whole thing. I'll make sure I get the tyres in there. Nobody qualified on the mediums in the top 10.
Yeah.
So. But they'll have to all qualify on they'll have to all start on the softs.
LB from Korea.
Oh. we go then. So we'll have to make it known to the drivers. Oh. Right, let's... Oh, I can't retire from the session. We have to wait for people to retire from the session.
Do you want to
Oh no, I
restart the
can...
lobby?
Oh wait, no, I can quit to... Oh no, it's quits to main menu, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. If
Looks
all
like
the
they
if all
have
the
some.
drivers retire, I mean they're all leaving the session. They could have just retired, but we'll have to just restart everything now.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but shit happens.
Have you got the lobby settings saved?
No, but it's fine. I'll be able to put them in. I remember. I almost remembered them all off by heart. So I mean, while we're resetting the lobby, then let's have a little talk about the current grid at the moment for Tier 2. We'll keep it all going. So expectations thus far, Ghost.
Well, LB is the one to beat so far. Our new driver. We haven't seen him before, but I mean we've seen KTFO before though, and he lines up on the grid right next to him in P2. So KTFO, he's got the pace. We know he's got a lot of pace, but we also know that he has a history of inconsistency in races. So just because LB is on the top now, it doesn't mean he will be at the end of the race. And it's all going to depend on things like safety cars and people spinning, and there's going to be perhaps a fair bit of collateral damage in this race because Portimao is that kind of track. So people will be hopefully looking to be careful through lap one, and if anyone does spin, they'll be looking not to get caught up in it.
Indeed, and it is quite a short run down to turn one as well. Turn one could catch out a lot of drivers, and hopefully all of them can navigate turn one without any contact, but sometimes in racing that can't be avoided. That's why. That's why I couldn't find Bass Pistol, because he's names his real name on his PlayStation. Pommy Alex, RJ Blair. I think I've almost got everybody. I'm only missing Mitch because for some reason I don't have him. Some strange reason. Yeah. Well, I've chucked everybody an invite, I think, other than Mitch.
Excellent.
Oh,
So,
I'll quickly do another check of the settings. So, it should be F1 2021. Off, off, on, off, off, off. Portugal. 50% race. It'll be clear because that's what it was from what the drivers have said. Gotta go strict. Reduce safety car formation lap on. Damage on standard. And hard for fuel mode, and that's it. Right, cool. Alright, sorry for the break in the action. We're making a silly mistake, but we will be there very, very shortly. Thankfully it's a quick one to fix and not a lobby collapse. God, touch wood we don't get any of those. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what the drivers can do. Obviously, as I said in my sort of pre-qualifying ramble, this is the first time we've actually gone to Portimao for a race on an APPF1 calendar, and it won't be the last.
It won't indeed. Sumo, I can give you the grid if you want.
Oh yeah, I've got to do that. Yeah. Our Taylor's put the other grid in pit crew, right. I forgot about the grid. I almost just set it as random. Fuck. That'd have been bad. Where are we? Lobby options. It's not in there because it's in this one. Here we go. Custom grid. Right.
Right.
So it's LB. And
Yeah,
then
LB and then KTFO.
KTFO.
Then Mitch.
Mitch.
Then Harass.
Harass, yep.
Then James McCrow.
James McCrow, yep.
And Madman Ollie Oliver. If he's in the lobby.
Yeah, he's all the way at the bottom. Oh, yeah, Madman.
Then Pommy Alex.
Pommy Alex.
Then Harry Bix.
And Harry Bix, who's all the way at the bottom.
Then RJ Blair.
Yep.
Then One Wing 46.
Yep.
Then Crozer 17.
Yep.
Then Based Pistol.
Yep.
Then ISR Hartman.
Yep.
Then ISR Bumblebee.
Yep.
Then Emiliano.
Yep.
Then Fragile Tunnel 94.
Yep.
Then Sakie Benny.
Yep.
And QB is the last one.
Ah, so I've missed Pommy Alex somewhere. What position was he in?
He was P7.
P7, right. So it should be LB, VK, Mitch.
Yep.
Harass, McCrow, Ollie Oliver.
Yep.
Pommy Alex, Harry Bix, RJ.
Yep.
OWR, Krauser, Pistol.
Yep.
Hartman, Bumblebee, Emiliano.
Yep.
Fragile, Saki, QB.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Confirm changes. That is the grid. Done.
Weather's on clear, right?
Weather is on clear, yeah.
Cool.
So spectate and let's get everybody readied up and let's get back racing.
I'll tell them to ready up.
Once again, apologies. But if you are liking the stream thus far, even though we are in a bit of a downtime moment at the bit, then please do subscribe, give it a like as well. I really do appreciate it. We are a small channel over at SUMO Gilligan, but all of the support is very, 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 very much appreciated. And of course, go check out. Is it you're on Twitch and YouTube? I think, Ghost.
I am, yeah.
Then go check both of those out. As Ghost does a lot of F1 content along with other bits and bobs. So do be sure to check out Ghost, and do be sure to check out APPF1 and all of its affiliated channels, as we all do some pretty cool F1 content if you like that sort of thing. But anyway, we're finally getting going for the race, and we can finally go through some of the new drivers on the grid as we wait for everybody to ready up, and hopefully we have everybody abiding by the rules. Taylor is watching, head steward, of course.
Yeah, you've got the ultimate watchful eye on you, Tier 2. Don't screw anything up.
Daniel Scott has put LB equals GOAT in the live chat there. Yeah, it's already seeming that way.
Zach is very angry that you didn't give him a shout out.
Oh, you should stop leaving Fredders in there. But no, go check out Zach Sweeney as well. Zach Sweeney, amazing commentator. Truly one to watch. You could see him commentating on real life F1 one day. But if he leaves APPF1, then I'm sure AP and Dave will go and kneecap him or something like that for disloyalty. But anyway, we're getting ready for the formation lap now, finally. And I'm feeling nervous. Are you nervous?
I'm nervous to see how turn 1 shakes up.
Oh, indeed.
I'm expecting someone to lose it out of turn 3, and possibly someone to lose it out of turn 8 on lap 1.
Maybe turn
Really,
4 as well. Turn 4 could be
yeah.
quite. Wait, is it turn 4?
And
Turn 1, 2.
and someone is going to be facing the wrong way on the exit of turn 1.
Oh yes, that is almost inevitable. Right then, so we go on for the formation lap. Can't change my camera type at the moment, which is weird. That always seems to happen at the start of a race. But let's run through some new drivers then. So LB looking like a fast member of Tier 1 already, putting in a whopping qualifying time of 1:16.7, and I believe that'll be a qualifying lap record.
It will be that we don't have one on Portimao yet, so that will be the first lap record, and the race lap, fastest lap here will also be an APPF1 lap record. And it will stand for a while because Tier 1 aren't going to Portimao for a long time, and it may even stand through Tier 1 to be honest, because that's a whopping lap from LB.
It is indeed. LB, one of many accolades, I'm sure, as we continue to go through the grid. VK, Mitch and Harass, 3 championship protagonists, especially from the last race. They'll be drivers to keep an eye on. James McCrow, we've not really seen much from him, but P5's a good showing for his first race with us.
Oh, there you go, turn 8, LB's gone.
Oh dear, that is not a good start for LB. Man Ollie Oliver as well, making a debut. Hits P6, not a bad start for the Haas driver.
Yeah, he's debuting in P6, but he is going to be getting a rather hefty penalty at the end of this race, SUMO, because he's on the mediums.
Oh dear. There we go, then somebody has not seen the message. A lesson that will be hardly learnt, I think. Then we have Pommy Alex and Harry Bix, who you may have seen before. I don't think Harry Bix was in Season 1 last time out, or unless he was, I can't remember to be honest. We've also got RJ as well. These guys we do know from previous events.
Yeah, we have seen Harry Bix in Tier 2 before. He raced in 2 races last season.
Yes.
He got pole in France and then finished all the way down in P8 and DNF'd in Baku.
Yeah, Baku I wasn't there for, so that's probably why I don't remember. Yeah. So we've got OWR as well, Krauser, Base Pistol, Hartman and Bumblebee and Fragile Tunnel making up the rest of the newbies to the community, and we are lining up on the grid. So we've gone through all the new guys for you, so if you were confused, hopefully you're no longer confused. But LB now lines up on the grid after his little spin. Hopefully that's not going to affect him too much off the line, but we will wait and see. I'm waiting for those lights.
So exciting, SUMO.
Here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for the Portimao Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go, but a delayed start because of the spectator thing. They'll have to fix that, thanks Codemasters. And off they go then. It looks like LB gets a good start off the line. VK as well. Is he going to get a good second phase? No, LB covers him off and goes straight to the inside. A little bit of bumping from the guys at the back there. Nobody straight off yet, but the Alfa Romeo of James McCrow off the track, getting himself a 3-second time penalty. Oh, and it's getting a bit hectic down here. Is that one of the Alpines off the circuit? It looked like it. A bit of a hectic first lap then, as predicted.
Everyone's really struggling to keep it on track in lap 1 as they go 3 wide, Crozer, Base Pistol and Bumblebee.
And LB has lost 2 positions. VK leads the race at the moment, and Mitch GK is now in P2.
He must have had a bad go through turn 3. Here they come to turn 8. Watch out. As the Haas gets very squirmy there.
Very squirmy from the Haas there. It looks like Emiliano's not having a great start to this race. He'll be looking to try and get his head down and see if he can pull anything out of this. Oh, side by side go James McCrow and the McLaren of Harry Bix. They're going to be fighting into the next corner, are they? Yes, they are. Harry Bix gets the inside. James McCrow trying to hold it and around the outside. And he does, and now gets the inside for the next corner, and Harry Bix is still going to keep going side by side. They're going to continue this down to the straight, are they?
They are indeed, as Harry Bix has to back out for now, but he's going to have the slipstream. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, though. As VKTFO sets the initial fastest lap, here comes Harry Bix with ERS. He's looking to the inside for turn 1.
Oh, very tight. We've seen incidents in real-life F1, but Harry Bix manages to send it up the inside, and there's contact between the AlphaTauri and the Hat.
Oh, I didn't see the contact. It looked like he spun from my view, but... Oh, that's a shame
like
for both
Ollie
of
Oliver
them.
may have hit the rear of him. That looked like it might have been a racing incident, but I'm sure the stewards will be taking a look at that later on in the race, later on in this evening.
Yeah, so, we will indeed.
Krauser and ISRL Bumblebee going at it as well.
And Ollie Oliver and One Wing also side by side up to turn 8. Yeah, Ollie Oliver backs out of that one. You don't want to be side by side through there. As they come through, Emiliano is into the pits. He's gone onto the hards, so he's looking to go to the end as someone goes very wide up ahead. I think that was Sakie Bene. As One Wing looks to get the switch back.
Mitch is very close to the back of VKTFO, and LB's in there as well. Harass is there too. We've got a 5-car train for the lead then, as these guys have seemed to stretch their way off, although Harass has fallen back a little bit, and it looks like Mitch is going on the attack.
Yeah, he is. Here he comes. He's with ERS to the inside.
Going up the inside, they're going to go side by side into turn 1. Does VK back off? It looks like he did. He settles in behind the Red Bull then, but I'm sure Mitch will get the Mitch will be on the defensive now as they come up for the next straight and the first DRS zone.
Yeah, he will. KTFO tried to go for the cut back, but got on the big yellow sausage curb, and that's not going to work if you get on that, as someone's lost it at the back. I think it was Crozer, but these three are battling hugely, and Harass is licking his lips, waiting for something to happen, and he will fully capitalize on it if it does.
Licking his lips, another Zach Sweeney quote there, and it looks like there's a bit of jostling going on at the back.
Yeah, there's a lot of positions changing at the back. I can keep an eye on the midfield if you keep an eye on the front if you want, Sumo.
Yeah, sure thing. We'll have a look. LB is getting involved. These three are going to be fighting all the way down. All the way down through the thing. Yeah, 20 viewers. It's probably been my most for a long while. I can't remember my most, actually, on a stream. I think it was one of the Tier 1 races. But anyway, we're coming on to lap 4 now, and the battles are not calming down at all.
They're not indeed. One Wing nearly went into the back of Hartman there, as it looks like Harry Bix has got past Harass on the main straight. I think Harass must have made a mistake because he's dropped back quite a lot as Pommy Alex comes into the pits.
All right, then, so the first of the drivers to actually bite, other than Emiliano, who's had a terrible start to the race, but VKTFO is now going on the attack. He's got LB behind him as well. It looks like LB's going to go on the attack on the McLaren. Yes, he's going up the inside for the hairpin. They're going to go side by side. VK hangs around the outside, does he know? But LB manages to get through, but they're still very close together, and they're going to go through 7 and 8, and they're going to go side by side through there. Oh, VK pushes LB off the track a little bit.
Such close racing there, and there's close racing going on in the midfield as well. I can confirm One Wing and Hartman going at it through Sector 1, and there's a lot of close racing at the back as QB is getting past Sakie Bene now for the ones on the mediums, but he does get a 3-second time penalty.
It's like Krauser's had a bit of an off back here.
Yeah, he has. Sakie Bene nearly spun it into the wall there, but looks like things are calming down a bit now.
Yeah, that's it. So Emiliano already being lapped. It is a shame for him. He's had an awful start to the season. Hopefully a safety car comes out so we can try and salvage something.
What a start to Tier 2.
Indeed. We've seen dramatic starts to Tier 2 before. I remember back to pre-season we had some very, very dramatic races with only, what was it, like 6 people finishing the first pre-season race.
Yeah, it was, I think we went down to 4 for a Tier 1 Monza pre-season race.
Look at this, we got quite a battle here for P7. We've got a lot of drivers very, very close to each other.
Yeah, we do. I've been watching it for a while as One Wing sends it down the inside of the Alpine and gets the move done. Great move from One Wing.
Very brave.
Looking to get that one back. Very brave indeed, but this is a huge battle for P7 going on here.
Importantly, Mitch looks like he's stretched his gap out to about a second now, so LB is going to be reeling in VK TFO and trying to catch Mitch.
Yeah, there's battles up and down the grid. There's a battle going on for all the way down in P13 as well, with QB, James McCrow, and all of those guys in the mix. My interval gaps have glitched out, which is annoying, but
yeah, they've glitched out for me too.
Keep an eye on the mini-map. But yeah, this
LB's
battle for
on the
P7
attack.
still raging.
He's VK defense to the inside. They're going side by side through turn one again. That's very tight between the two of them. Very aggressive defending from VK. He is not willing to let that position go. LB is trying everything he can to get past him, and he's going to have DRS coming on the next straight. This isn't helping VK, this major defense, as LB has got the pace to go past, and he's going to go up the inside of the hairpin again. Is he going to get the corner this time? Yes, he is. He's going to get the position, and VK is going to have to settle for it. And he gets a bit wide, and he's spun. He's spun, and he's into the barrier. Is he out of the race? No, he's managed to keep all four wheels of the car, but that is his race pretty much over, as he's got a long way to get back to the pit.
And what I was saying about KTFO comes true again, as Harry Bix goes wide on the exit of turn 8 and harasses now on the warpath as KTFO goes down more places.
You're getting in the way of this battle a little bit there. I think VK just needs to sort of step to the side and admit defeat at this stage, as he's getting in the way of the other drivers who are trying to have a race.
He's having a big impact on that race as he spins again now. So I mean, I guess that's him. I guess that is him out of the way now. But Hartman and Bumblebee, I think it was Hartman that took advantage of that and went down the inside of Bumblebee into turn 10, I think. But he couldn't make the move stick, and they're coming down the main straight now as LB gets himself a 3-second time penalty, but we could go 3 wide.
Here comes
P7
one ring. Yeah, he's going up
one.
the inside. Haas trying to get involved as well, but is the Ferrari going to lose 2 positions in one corner? Yes, he is. The Ferrari loses out, but he dives up the inside with a bit of a switchback there. Great racing from the pair of them. They're going to go side by side up the hill. Soft versus medium. Haas versus Ferrari. Customer versus engine manufacturer.
VKTFO's retired.
That is unfortunate for VK. He's gone into the pits and he has retired from the race.
They're still side by side. Sorry to cut you off, Sumo, but they're coming around turn 7. Still side by side through turn 8, and that was never going to go well. It's Ollie Oliver who comes off worse. Spins round and loses the places to Hartman and Bumblebee, but that was always going to happen going side by side into turn 8. And these drivers are battling hard here as the excitement keeps going all the way into lap 7. But now I think the gaps are calming down. And unless people start charging through the field, we're not going to see battles like that for a little while. Although LB is closing up on Mitch now for the lead, although he does have that penalty, so Mitch will be wanting to keep it on track so that he has that advantage over LB as Based Pistol comes into the pits. Interesting to see if he goes on mediums or hards. But LB looks like another one who doesn't conserve his ERS very well. He's down to 20%. When he was battling with KTFO, he was all the way down to less than 10%. So if KTFO had kept it on track, he would have had a good battle. But
so it's mediums and a wing change for Base Pistol. Then that wing change is really going to eat away at his time there.
I didn't notice he had damage. That's probably why he came in. Although Pommy Alex also came in early, so I'm not sure if he had damage as well. But it's interesting to see when people take the plunge here for pit stops. I'm not too sure what the strategy is. I did race a 50% round here a couple of weeks ago, but I can't remember the strategies that were going. I think the soft hard was the best one, if I remember rightly. Maybe a soft medium was possible, but it's very difficult, especially with the tyres overheating. We had some people talking about their problems with overheating tyres in the Discord a little bit ago, and it is definitely a problem around here.
Indeed, Ollie Oliver chasing down Bumblebee right now. The gap is very steadily coming down. We'll have a look at the pit stops actually on the detail right now, because I've not actually had a chance to look at them. So who has come in thus far? I can't find the stops. Which one is it?
Bumblebee's very low on ERS, down to nearly below 10%. He gets some more in the braking zone for turn 2, but Ollie Oliver's going to look to take advantage of that. He's still got about half his battery left. Down they come towards turn 5. He'll see that red flashing light. He goes for the dive down the inside into turn 5. Bumblebee leaves him the space, and Ollie Oliver gets the move done. It was a brave move, and Bumblebee didn't really have any choice but to let Ollie go there.
Ollie Oliver looking like he's on a bit of a charge for the midfield then. Pommy Alex, Base Pistol and Krause are the only drivers to stop, and now Fragile Tunnel's also coming to the pit. But what we're interested in is what the guys at the front are up to at the moment.
Yeah, LB is still just within a second of Mitch. He can't close him down, but they have pulled away significantly from the reigning champion Harass. So they're looking to keep that gap up, maybe work together and get further away from Harass. But of course, if a safety car comes out, that's all going to be done and dusted. But at some point, one of them is going to have to take the plunge and pit. I wonder if LB is waiting for Mitch to pit so he can pit on the same lap, or if he's going to try and undercut him. We'll have to find out.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. Now, Ollie Oliver is close onto the back of Hartman. Now, as it looks like these soft tyres have reached their end of their life, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of that and Ollie Oliver just being very fast, because he did have a spin and he's having to battle his way back up the grid now. And he's caught up to Hartman, but Hartman has the battery advantage by about 60%. So Ollie Oliver will need a great exit out of a corner as Hartman gets a huge slide out of turn 8, but there was a tiny bit of contact, but I think they escaped damage. Ollie Oliver had to stick behind him there. Someone else got a 3-second time penalty. As, now they come into the third sector. Ollie Oliver needs a good exit out of the final 2 corners to try and get this run on Hartman.
Ollie Oliver just really hanging in on the back there, almost pushing Hartman through the corners. He'll be looking to have the advantage of DRS, but he won't have too much ERS to play with. But he's closing and closing and closing, and he's going to be close before the line. So these two are going to go side by side down to turn 1.
Is Hartman's ERS button broken, or is he just letting Ollie go? I think it might be the latter. He's just saving his battery for later, as he does get a 3-second time penalty, though, on the exit of turn 1. It's so easy to do.
Indeed. And as much as Ollie Oliver is gaining positions on this recovery drive, remember he will be getting himself quite a large penalty for not abiding by the qualifying rules set in place.
Yeah, he will indeed. We'll have to discuss that in stewards, but yeah, as much as he is charging back up, he is going to have to go all the way back down, I think, again. But now the gap is still 0.8 between LB and Mitch. QB is just behind Pommy Alex as well. As they come through Sector 2, Harry Bix with a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, LB's coming to the pits. LB's in the pits.
Oh, he's taking the plunge. He's going for the undercut.
All right, then let's see what tyres he goes on to. Probably a set of mediums, perhaps. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the medium. Well, that's the no, it's the hards. It's the hard tyre.
Wow.
All right, LB looking like he might have pace on the hards, perhaps thinking that the mediums aren't going to go the distance. So this will be very interesting to see. Will Mitch respond? Will Harass respond? Will RJ Blair, who has found himself very, very high up on the grid at the moment, respond? Great drive from him. I'm sure the permanent Ferrari drivers of Rick and TTV Max will be very happy at his performance.
Yeah, LB now the only car on track on the hard tyres. He's going to look to go to the end, but be interesting to see what Mitch does as Hartman gets the run on Harry Bix after a slide through turn 3. Down they come to turn 4. Harry Bix last of the late breakers, but Hartman's got the position, and Harry Bix tries to go for the switcheroo, but he can't quite do it. He's going to try and go, oh, don't go side by side through turn 8, guys. They don't do it. Harry Bix does go a bit wide. Base Pistol gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Harry Bix catches the car just about there as they come towards the end of Sector 2 now, and these two really going at it, and Bumblebee's watching and waiting behind as well.
So Mitch has stayed out of the pits then, so he's going to go out for another lap. What about Harass and RJ? We'll have to keep an eye on them. Harry Bix just pushing Hartman through. Harry Bix on a bit of a charge through the grid at the moment.
Yeah, he is. I think he had a spin earlier on, if I remember rightly. So he's trying to get his way back up. No, he spun it at the end of the
Oh,
last corner. Oh, those softs are really going off, and
yeah.
it's sometimes can catch you out if you're just taking the same line with just the
Ooh.
accelerators. James McCrow takes advantage of Harry Bix being slow there, but that was very close.
That was incredibly close between the pair of them. So where has LB come out? So he's in P8 at the moment, and he's navigating his way past Bumblebee. So the longer these guys at the front leave it, the more advantage LB will gain as he has more and more time to get those hard tyres into a decent working window.
Hartman could have a crucial place in this fight for the race lead without even knowing it. If LB can't get past him quickly, then Mitch is going to be all the happier, and as well as harass and maybe even RJ Blair.
Indeed, and
But
Mitch is in the pits.
yeah, and he comes.
Let's have a look. We'll see
Mediums
what
or
he does.
hards?
We'll keep an eye on where LB is right now. He's coming through the final couple of corners through Sector 3.
Mediums.
So mediums for Mitch then on the Red Bull. Where is LB going to come out in relation to him? He's coming through the final corner. Gets a lot on the curb. He's got a lot of speed coming down. Hartman gets out of the way. But it looks like Mitch might jump him perhaps. I don't know. He's closing. This is going to be a very tight gap between the pair. Mitch is out of the pits and he just sees him in front there, and he's just got ahead of LB. But LB has got those tyres into a good window, so this is his chance to try and jump the Red Bull driver as he's warming up those medium tyres. LB's got these warm, hard tyres, and he's going to have DRS, so they're going to come all the way down to the next corner. Are they going to go side by side? No, LB's not going to think about it this time. He's going to wait for the main straight. He's got the advantage on the warmer tyres, but the longer he leaves it, the more time Mitch has to get a groove on those mediums.
Yeah, both ISRL drivers came into the pits as well. It looks like they've both gone on the hards, doing the same strategy to LB, thinking that the mediums can't get to the end. But I think Mitch is going to the end on those. And if there's no safety car, this is going to be a fascinating strategic Grand Prix, especially towards the closing stages.
Indeed, and Harass will have a tyre advantage as well as he comes to the end, as he's definitely going on the mediums, as he's still staying out. 14 lap old soft tyres. Even RJ Blair's following suit as well. What about One Wing? Is he going to go out? No, he stays into the pit. He stays on the track even.
I just want to quickly shine the commentator's light of doom on Based Pistol, who has 17 seconds worth of penalties already,
Dear.
Mitch gets past Ollie Oliver into turn 1.
It's going to be good having that car between him, and it looks like the advantage the medium tyres have are already showing, as LB is going to struggle for a while to catch up. But the important thing is toward the end of the race, if LB can stick with Mitch, he's going to have a slight advantage as we get into closing stages.
Harry Bix is out.
I think that might be a safety car. He's DNF'd right in the pit lane.
Yeah.
That's both McLarens out of this race.
Yeah, disaster for the Papaya team. But Mitch is indeed getting that gap out now, as LB is stuck behind the dirty air of Ollie Oliver. He's going to need to clear the Haas as soon as he can to try and get back with Mitch. But it's going to be tough, as Harry Bix does in fact leave the session. So 15 drivers left in this race, but it's still good as Harass dives into the pits now, as well as RJ Blair. Is One Wing going to follow them? No, One Wing stays out, so One Wing is going to lead the Grand Prix for now.
Let's see where they go on. Harass going for the mediums as predicted then, as LB and Mitch find their way. More importantly, Ollie Oliver's peeled into the pit lane as well, so that's going to release LB, who has got some work on his hands.
He does indeed, and all the cars around him are on the mediums, and maybe he's starting to think, have I gone for the wrong strategy here? As they come onto lap 16, Base Pistol, another 3-second time penalty. That'll be 20 seconds now, as they come through the end of turn 1, sector 1. But LB has a penalty. Let's have a look at the penalties. LB has 3 seconds, One Wing 3 seconds, and Ollie Oliver also 3 seconds. As Base
We've
Pistol
got
is
a big
out of the
crash.
race.
Big crash in sector 1, and that is the safety car out. That is
There it
base
is.
pistol out of the race. It looked like he came together with the Alpine, perhaps. Or just
Yeah, I
came off the
think
track.
so.
I didn't quite see it, but I did see those 2 dots off the circuit. That is going to be very interesting for sure, as that means One Wing is going to get himself a free pit stop.
Yeah, I saw the same thing with the 2 dots off track, but that is fantastic news for One Wing and possibly for LB as well, because I reckon we'll see LB come into the pits here for mediums, because he might have realised he's not on the optimal strategy, or maybe he's just going to go for the fresh tyres, see if he can get them to the end. One Wing is indeed into the pits. Where's he going to come out? I think he's going to come out P3. Mitch comes into the pits. No, he
No,
doesn't.
he
He
doesn't.
fakes going into the
And
pits, but
LB
LB does.
dives in. LB's
Oh,
dived in.
some really strategical play going on here as Mitch faked going into the pits to try and make LB stay out, and LB was about to stay out until he realised and then came in. I think that's what happened anyway. But out they come now. One Wing has come out in P4. LB is going to come out P5 ahead of Ollie Oliver. Yes, he does. So all of the top 5 now on fresh mediums. Ollie Oliver's gone onto the hards for some reason. But yeah, those top 5 now just behind the safety car, all on mediums. Mitch is on 2-lap old mediums, so you might see him drop off right towards the end of the Grand Prix. But this is a straight battle now between all of the top 5. We are in for a treat, Sumo.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we are. And I was just looking as well. Harass is going to be licking his lips as he's got himself right back in contention for the race win here. This could be a good thing for Harass. Although he does have a back marker to try and navigate, as Fragile Tunnel is slotted in there. But I'm sure he'll get past that quite quickly once blue flag conditions set in. But Harass will be very happy with that. And LB, the big loser here, is he's down into P5, but with the grid bunched up, he'll have a good chance to try and claw back those positions and maybe get himself on the podium.
Well, now the safety cars come out, we've got a chance to catch our breath and just consider what a first race this is for Season 2, and it looks like this Tier 2 grid is going to be close all the way through this season. And I mean, who can call the champion? You can never call the champion at the first race, but especially not now. We're in for one heck of a season.
We've definitely got some very strong contenders for that championship, though. Obviously, Harass, our reigning champion. Then there's Mitch, who put out a good showing in the final few races of Tier 2. RJ Blair looking a bit to be on form at the minute. He is only a reserve driver, though, but getting in the mix there for at least the honour of being the highest placed reserve driver out of all reserve drivers for Tier 2. And even LB and Ollie Oliver have shown some strong pace, but a few mistakes as far as the rules are going are going to really hinder his race today.
Yeah, they are. I think he came into the hards because he's been on the mediums, and I suspect that's the story for all of the cars that have come in for the hards. They've been on the mediums, and so they can't take the softs to the end. So they're just going to stick on the mediums and hope that they can hold off the mediums, the hards, and hope that they can hold off the guys on the mediums. As oh no, One Wing has spun under the safety car and loses a bunch of positions.
Incredibly
Gets a
unfortunate.
10-second time penalty that will probably be removed by stewards, I would have thought, because there's nothing he could have done there. But yeah, so unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo driver, as I'm not sure what he's doing now. Yeah,
I think he might have to give some positions back. I think
yeah,
the game might have been telling him to. That's unfortunate for him. He was well up there now, so Madman Ollie Oliver is going to be promoted into the top 5.
Yeah, One Wing was leading the race.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car's in this lap. All right then, so Mitch
in.
becomes the effective safety car then.
Here we go. Harass has backed off a little bit, but they're all staying with each other. No one playing any silly games, which is good to see.
Mitch is going to be happy. He's got the Williams behind him to block off Harass, but I'm sure Harass will be on his back soon enough. RJ will be looking for a good start as well.
Yeah, they will indeed. The constructors' battle at the moment is between Red Bull, Mercedes,
there he goes.
Romeo. He's gone.
And RJ's got the jump on Harass. RJ's got up into P2. What a start from him.
Is something wrong with
And
Harass?
LB, Harass must have just got caught out on the start. He is dropping down like a stone.
Yeah, he seemed to drop off the accelerator pedal on the straight, so I'm not sure what happened there.
That is really unfortunate for Harass, the defending champion. Mitch just flying away with the advantage of having that back marker behind him. So the battle is now for P2 as LB and RJ Blair go in, and I don't think these drivers are going to have to stop again. So this is a straight sprint to the end.
Yeah, it should be. The hard tyres might come alive towards the end, but I think the mediums will have enough of an advantage at this point.
One wing's on the attack, is he?
Crozer has spun at the back in the Aston Martin.
That's unfortunate for him. Oh, James McCrow on the attack. They're going to go side by side up the hill now with the Mercedes. James McCrow going to have the outside for the next two corners. Oh, he's not quite going to get the job done at the moment, but he's got plenty of time. He's going to go up the inside now for the next part. Oh, a little bit of contact, but nothing too serious at the moment. My God, I love a safety car restart. All the action just kicks off at the minute. James McCrow being very, very brave on this restart, trying to get in position over the Mercedes, but it's not quite going to work this time.
Yeah, as soon as he got that exit out of, I think, turn 10, you could see immediately what was going to happen.
One wing on the attack now as well.
Now, yeah.
Is Saki on the hard tyres? Yes, he is. That's why he's so slow off the start then. So one wing getting the position, and Pommy Alex in the front row seat to see it all. Whoa. And Pommy Alex dives up the inside there. Luckily, the guys haven't come together, but that was a very audacious send from Pommy Alex. It didn't get a position.
Whoa,
and now that's it. James McCrow as well, but he's boxed in. He's got nowhere to go as they come down to the next corner. So Pommy Alex is going to have the inside, and this is very, very close racing between these three.
Great stuff going on here as Pommy Alex going to the inside for turn 8. Surely not Pommy Alex. He's doing it. Saki Benny goes wide and James McCrow hits into the back of the Mercedes and loses some front wing. Hopefully the Mercedes didn't get any damage, but James McCrow is going to have to come into the pits. Yeah, I'm not sure if Saki Benny got any damage, but he has dropped another place.
No, he's missing a front right end plate. That's really going to mess his race up. He's going to have to come in, but I don't even think he can come in for soft tyres unless he can make them go 13 laps, which the drivers did manage, so he could be able to do it potentially.
Yeah, it's whether he has the confidence to do that himself. As LB now on the back of RJ Blair, 3/10 in it as they come towards turn 1. He's not using ERS, he's staying patient and waiting for the right opportunity as James McCrow doesn't come into the pits. Oh no, he does. Okay.
Both drivers have got a considerable amount of ERS, and I don't think DRS has been enabled yet. Oh no, yes it has. There he has. So LB's going to come flying down the straight. He's going to have to go round the outside of the next corner here as RJ goes defensive. They're going to go side by side through the corner. The Ferrari versus the Aston Martin. It looks like the Aston Martin's got the better of the Ferrari, but they're going to continue to go side by side as they come through Sector 2 now. And it looks like Aston Martin's going to get the position, and LB's got a lot of work to do if he's going to catch Mitch. But can RJ try and get anything back from this? No, he's dropping back now as LB is seeming like the quicker of the two, but RJ might try and stay with him.
Yeah, I was riding on board with RJ. He had a little moment on the exit of turn 8 trying to keep up with LB, and that cost him some time to the Aston Martin. I wonder if he can stick with him to the straight, but I think LB is the faster driver and he's going to be trying to hunt down Mitch now. But with that 3-second time penalty, he's going to have a tough time to win this race. He's going to need a mistake from Mitch, I would think.
Harass has got quite the recovery drive coming on, but he's coming onto the back of Ollie Oliver at the minute as RJ Blair tries to break the toe. Or was that RJ Blair? I mean, somebody was trying to break the toe up there. It might have been LB actually, but Harass pushing Madman Ollie Oliver through the first couple of corners, and it looks like the Aston Martin's had a bit of a spin as he's dropped back from RJ Blair.
Yeah, we had a yellow flag. It doesn't look like anyone lost any places though, so I think the game overreacting a bit there, but Ollie Oliver sticking with these guys on the hard tyres to his credit, as LB oh yeah, of course, what am I talking about? Yeah, he of course he spun. He's down to P3 again. Sorry, Sumo.
Yeah, I did spot that early. I did spot that that as I saw Mitch right on the back of him, and I thought, well, that's odd. He's in P2, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, so a little mistake from LB trying to catch back up to Mitch. And it's going to cost him, but all these guys, I think, let me check the detail. Yeah, all these guys, third, fourth, and fifth, all on 3-second penalties. So right now, the ball is in RJ's court. He doesn't have a penalty, and if he can stick with these guys, he is on for a P2 finish here, which would be a fantastic result for the reserve driver. But Mitch is just clean away. He is having a Sunday drive out there. He doesn't need to worry about anyone coming to overtake him. He just needs to keep it on track at the moment. Ollie Oliver gets a 3-second penalty, so now he's up to 6 seconds of penalties. And despite holding on well on those hards, and of course we know he's going to get a penalty later as well, but in the context of the race for now, he is further back than ever. And Bumblebee is jumping him as well at this rate. One wing is on 13 seconds of penalties, so he's going to drop quite away.
Well, we did get that penalty that he didn't get. That will get removed. True. That 10 seconds for spinning, which he got unfairly. I think Krauser gets a 3-second time penalty. You'd think the drivers wouldn't get that many time penalties, considering just how wide the track is here. But it seems to be quite an issue.
It may be a wide track, but in order to get the lap times, and in some cases to not spin the car, you need to use all of the track, and that can result in a lot of penalties. I had a race here a couple of weeks ago, and it was the same story. It's penalties up and down the grid. It's so difficult to keep it fully on track for a 50% race, and we're seeing that today for the Tier 2 drivers.
High base pistol, that is unfortunate that Hartmann spun in front of you, that really is.
As Krauser goes down the inside of QB onto the main straight, sorry to cut you off. It looks like he's going to make the move stick, and he does. So Krauser up into P11, he's on a recovery.
Oh, LB and RJ Blair are going tussling again. LB goes right up the inside of RJ Blair. I completely missed that, but we caught the tail end of it. And RJ's going to go for a send again, is he? No, but he's going to stay on the back. And of course, RJ has no penalty, so as long as he sticks with LB, that is going to be P2 for the reserve driver. And LB has a big moment coming off there, and that's going to put Madman Ollie Oliver into contention for a position now. He's going to dive up the inside. Is he? Yes, he is. They're going to go side by side for the next couple of corners. Very close stuff, and he squeezes him all the way as far as he can, leaving enough room for the two to go through. And now it goes from inside to outside for Madman Ollie Oliver.
Yeah, Harass is watching all of this, thinking, please crash, guys. I want a podium. But they're keeping it on the track. This is brilliant racing from everyone today. As LB, of course, he's got the penalty advantage over Ollie Oliver as well, but he's making some mistakes here. And here comes Ollie Oliver with DRS. He comes down the inside into turn one. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. He's well ahead before the corner, as LB, I think, just lets him go there. He knows he doesn't have to be ahead of the Haas on because of the penalties, but he will want that track position, especially if he wants to chase after RJ Blair, but he might have given up on that for now, but here they come again.
One thing that Madman Ollie Oliver doesn't have over LB is enough ERS, as that red blinking light is coming on the back of that Haas here and there.
It is indeed, and Harass will be watching that with his 75% battery. And thinking that he can get himself ahead. Hartmann with another 3-second time penalty. But round they come through Sector 2. It's such close racing between these guys, but it's LB on top in this little battle at the moment. QB gets himself a 3-second time penalty. You don't see that too often, and that's how you can tell this is a penalty Grand Prix, if even QB gets a track limits penalty.
Indeed it is, yeah. QB, one of the most consistent drivers in APPF1, as I don't think rarely ever DNFs from a race session.
Yeah, indeed. And he's sitting in P12 at the moment. He's just keeping those
he's got a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's Fragile Tunnel. I think he's managed to keep it going, but that is a big spin for the Williams driver.
Yeah, he's lapped anyway. It's a miserable Grand Prix for the Williams, but he will be getting points, of course, with the APPF1 point system. It's 20 for first, 19 for second, 18 for third, and then all the way down. So he'll still be getting points from this race, so that's why he's keeping it on track. wanting to get to the finish and get some points on the board, as Ollie Oliver and LB still going at it here.
What I'm interested in here, Ghost, sorry to cut you off, is that RL Bumblebee hasn't got a penalty either, and he is close enough to really, really benefit off of the penalties of the guys ahead, and that could get him a podium here.
That's a great point, Sumo. He's, yeah, as it stands, he is getting a podium. He's less than 3 seconds behind LB. Of course, he'll be ahead of Ollie Oliver with his 6 seconds, but as long as Bumblebee sticks with this crowd, and they are battling and slowing each other down...
Oh, that's a Red Bull well off the track.
And he's been disqualified for going the wrong way. Oh, no.
That is unfortunate for him. That is the game striking back. Oh, dear. That is what they call in the industry bullshit. And so Ollie Oliver goes up the inside into turn one.
Yeah. As Bumblebee loses a place to one wing, and that's... Oh, he's got himself a penalty after all of what we just said.
Oh, that is really unfortunate. Oh. And it looks like the teammates might be just having a little bit of an inter-team battle for themselves anyway. As
LB goes down the inside again.
Oh, these two really just switching positions. They can't fight RJ because he hasn't got a penalty, so they're going to have to just fight amongst each other. Fragile Tunnel with another 3-second time penalty. That is very unfortunate for Sake Benny, though. He was on a pretty decent race. He would have finished if he didn't get disqualified for going the wrong way, even though he was only trying to get himself back on circuit.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate for Saki Benny. You don't see him race very often, so when you do see him, you want him to do well, and he was doing all right. And then just, well, as you said, you put it better than me, Sumo.
I mean, I'm sure if that happened to me, that's exactly what I'd be saying on my stream right now.
Oh, you'd be saying a lot more than that, Sumo.
Oh, yes. I'll be really displaying my knowledge of the French language.
Yeah, this battle for the podium really heating up. Ollie Oliver, of course, well, we know he's going to get a penalty at the end, but even on track, he's got those 6 seconds, so he's not in the fight. It's LB, Harass, and possibly One Wing and Bumblebee who are in this fight for the podium here. And especially the reigning champion will be feeling pressure to get a good result on his first race of the new season. So he'll be really looking to get his way up there. But at the moment, he's not really keeping pace with them, as LB has caught back up to RJ Blair. So he's only got 3 seconds of penalties. There's around 5.5 laps to go. Can he get past the Ferrari and build up that gap?
We're going to have to see as well. I was just having a look at the penalty situation. It's 3 seconds for LB, Harass, Bumblebee, and James McCrow. Then we got 6 seconds for Ollie Oliver and Hartman. 9 seconds for QBV. 13 seconds for One Ring and Fragile Tunnel, and 12 for Krauser. So Pommy Alex could potentially benefit on some of this, but what he'd have to do is really catch up onto the back of these guys if he's going to get any sort of benefit at all.
Yeah, he's doing well not to have any penalties. I mean, as Ollie Oliver gets another 3-second time penalty. So that's music to the ears of One Wing and Bumblebee, the two Alfa Romeos, who, as it stands, are looking to be the winning constructor from this race, possibly with the exception of Mercedes, I guess. Yeah. Mercedes at the moment winning constructor, but Alfa Romeo well up there, and if it continues like this for the season, we could have a brilliant constructor battle on our hands, because there's a lot of drivers in here who could swap positions all season. There's so much to choose from between these drivers. They're so close.
We didn't quite get a constructors battle last season, as Ferrari seemed to dominate a lot of those races, but we have had quite a few really good constructor battles over all the other championships. Tier 1 season 2, was it? Yeah, season 2. Alfa Romeo are current constructors champions. Myself and MX waving the flag for Alfa Romeo last season.
Yeah, Ferrari dominated the season last time out, and it's a shame Rick couldn't make it for this race, because he's a very quick and consistent driver. But he'll be looking to come back next week and get those positions back, as RJ Blair has a bit of a...
Oh, it looks like LB's going for the attack, as he knows. He's just going to hold on to the back of RJ. But Ollie Oliver's trying to find a way through. I think those hard tyres are going to start coming into play here as we reach the final 3.5 laps of this race.
They are indeed. Sorry about that.
Mitch has spun! Mitch has spun!
Went out of battery. No way!
Mitch has spun from the race. That puts RJ Blair to the lead of the race. That is really a game changer there. We were just sitting watching the battle going on, and Mitch has spun. He is going to be kicking himself after that and hoping to try and get himself back up there.
5 seconds clear, and he spins from the lead.
It'll be 3 seconds again, so he's got 6 seconds of time penalties now. RJ just has to not get a penalty here, and Mitch can't catch up to him.
Yeah, Mitch is still on for P2, but that's a huge spin as RJ Blair looks to be in the prime position to win the first race of Season 2 in Tier 2. And what a result that would be for the reserve driver. He might be looking to promote to permanent driver after that if it happens. As here comes the Aston Martin to the back of him, but still no move made. He knows he just has to sit behind to get a result here as Bumblebee goes very wide.
That's the other Ferrari out of the session. Base Pistol has left.
That's a shame for him. The Alfa Romeo's in a huge battle here as
LB going up the inside. Ooh, RJ, don't fight it too hard. LB has penalties. All you got to do is stay with him. Yeah, and Mitch will be looking to try and get stuff. He's not too far back behind, but he will have to try and get past Ollie Oliver, who I'm sure won't want to fight him. Well, will want to
Ollie
fight
Oliver's
him.
there as well, and Mitch, even with that spin, he still could be on to win this race. RJ Blair's only just a second up, 2 seconds up the road, and we know how fast Mitch is. So if he can catch back up to RJ Blair, if RJ Blair and Ollie Oliver have a big battle, which they could well do, Mitch could be well back in this, as LB is going to look to try and extend that gap. He's got 2 laps to extend 6 seconds. It's going to be one heck of a task for the Aston Martin, but he sets a fastest lap in the process, so he's really going for it.
Wow, that'll be fastest lap for qualifying. I'm thinking we've got a battle for P8 going on as Hartman goes up the inside of Pommy Alex through the second to last corner, and they exchange places, but Pommy Alex is going to have DRS on this occasion. I'm keeping my eye on the front battle as well. It looks like the Alfa Romeos are having a little inter-team battle as well, are they? I'm not sure, but the times would suggest otherwise. Pommy Alex, is he going to go for a send? No, he's not. He's going to stay behind because Pommy Alex doesn't have a penalty, so Hartman won't need to defend too hard from the Australian. As well, he's racing smarter, not harder, I suppose.
Indeed, as Ollie Oliver has a bit of a moment there on those hard tyres out of turn 8, but he's kept it on track. Mitch is 1.4 seconds back. He's still only just 2 seconds down the road, as LB is struggling to extend this gap to the Ferrari. It looks like he's running out of pace as the Ferrari maybe has a little bit of a slide, but he keeps it on. Base Pistol has joined back into the session, but I think that will be a bit too late, unfortunately. But, I mean, Fragile Tunnel, as it stands, is getting 8 points for being a lap down, so he'll be happy about it. But Madman Ollie Oliver now still on the back of RJ Blair, who is also on the back of LB.
Neither driver have got much ERS to play with either, but he's not been able to close up. Mitch is just dropping far and far back. He's got 1 lap to try and catch up, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, no one's got any ERS left. James McCrow gets himself another penalty as he gets past QB for P11, but Harass as well, the reigning champion, is sitting pretty in P5. He's just waiting for a disaster to happen, but it's not happening. He's been waiting for a disaster to happen nearly the whole race, I feel, but it just hasn't happened. Other than Mitch's spin, but he's been too far back to take advantage of that.
The defending champion really not having the best of days out here. He didn't get off to the strongest start as he would have hoped for. coming into this championship fight, but there are still 8 rounds to go as we are in the closing stages, as there's only one sector to navigate for the Ferrari now. As long as RJ doesn't spin, he can go. He's a reserve driver, not a permanent driver for Tier 2. He might be changing his mind about that perhaps, but he's only got 2 more corners to navigate. He goes around the penultimate corner. No spins there. Well done, RJ. And a consistent drive. A driver that we weren't really looking at. He wasn't really on our radar for this race. He's going to come across the line to win the first race of Season 2. And Mitch gets P2. And that'll be LB P3, Harass P4, Madman Oliver P5. The 2 Alfa Romeos 6 and 7. Hartman 8. Pommy Alex 9 perhaps, or is he going to be... It looks like Pommy Alex dropped way off Hartman there, so he must have had an incident through that last few moments.
I think he spun at the last corner, Pommy Alex.
Oh
no, he's run out of fuel. That's what's happened. He's run out of fuel.
Unbelievable. He's only going to get P9 and Krauser P10, but what a drive from RJ Blair, who, through absolute misery for Mitch, has inherited the lead of the race, and as a reserve driver, won for Ferrari. I'm sure Rick in the chat is losing it. He is celebrating way down there, down in the Netherlands. The Dutch driver very happy with the reserve driver's performance. What a race for Tier 2 Season 2.
Wow. Fragile Tunnel gets himself 8 points despite being a lap down, and he'll be pleased he got to the checkered flag at least, but it was a bit of a miserable, lonely race for him.
Here's a stat for you, Ghost. This is the first American driver to win a Formula 1 race in APPF1, and I think in Formula 1, I don't think an American driver's actually won F1 race before.
I'm not sure about the latter, but it's certainly the first American driver to win an APPF1 race, so congratulations to RJ Blair, and the first Korean driver on an APPF1 podium in the form of LB as well, assuming that flag is correct, because some people do just select random flags.
Wow, what an incredible race. Listen, Alex says he got wing damage on lap 2 and he massively underfueled his car. So that is what ruined his race, but there it is then. RJ Blair taking the first win of the season. Well done to him, an amazing drive. Very unfortunate for Mitch, who finishes P2. A great drive from him, but dropped the ball with 3 laps to go. LB finishes off the podium there, has dominated mostly, but dropped off in this race with a few silly mistakes. And a big mistake at the start of the race, but he does get fastest lap to make up for it. Harass and Ollie Oliver 4 and 5. Bumblebee, One Ring, Hartman, Pommy Alex, Krauser make up the top 10. James McCrow, QB, Fragile Tunnel, Base Pistol, Harry Bix, VKTFO, Emiliano, and DRS Sake Bene make up the rest of the grid. Whew.
I think I need to lie down, Sumo.
Yeah, I think I need a cup of tea. I'm sure Sweeney's would approve of that, but I think that race was well worth the waiting we had to do for getting the lobby set up twice. Season 2 is going to be a right banger, as they say.
Wow. Oh. What a great race.
Incredible stuff. Thanks to everybody in the live chat who's participated along. I'm sorry I didn't respond to a lot of your comments. I wasn't really looking at them. I was a bit more focused on the action, but I'll try and be better on the live chat next time. But thank you all for watching. Do go leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as all the support is is really appreciated. And also go check out Ghost's Twitch and YouTube channels, and go check out Zach Sweeney, our commentator for Friday and Sunday, as those races are just around the corner. And also check out all of APPF1's YouTube channel and the rest of its affiliates, as a lot of us do stream our races on YouTube. And I can't forget Positive Perception Media Design Products, whose Instagram and websites are one to check out, and you will not be disappointed with the content that's on there. But anyway, Ghost, are you happy with the first race of the season?
I'm very happy with it, Sumo. If we have races like that for the rest of the season, I'm going to be very happy. That was, I mean, the drama at the end. No one could see Mitch spinning at turn 8. No one saw that coming. But, I mean, it's the easiest place on track to spin, and even when you're 5 seconds in front, that pressure of leading a race, can sometimes lead to mistakes, no matter how far in front you are. So
Mm.
Mitch will be kicking himself for that, but he has still ended up with P2, and of course LB P3, I think he got in the end, and with fastest lap, so he'll be level on points with Mitch, and will have himself to APPF1 lap records for now. I wonder if Tier 1 can get anywhere near those on Friday.
We shall have to see. I'll certainly be doing my best, but when we do go to Portimao. But that is going to about wrap up the action tonight. An incredible start to Season 2, just as incredible to Season 1. And as we go on, I think Season 2 might uh, just dethrone Season 1 for best Tier 2 season. But it's not exactly an easy feat, as this is only our second time in Tier 2. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on about random stuff, and I'm going to let everybody go and get a cup of tea or have a lie down or do whatever you want to do after this long stream. We'll be back again next week on the 26th for a race around. I should really have these up beforehand, or at least memorize them.
Brazil.
Around Brazil, a great circuit, another great circuit to have a race around. So we will see you again then. But for now, I have been Sumo,
I've been Ghost.
and we will see you next week for some Tier 2 racing action. Ta-ra for now.